As teachers, we may assign projects to our students, and some of these projects require a large number of steps for them to complete in order to finish the project. Now, for some students, especially our younger students, following a large number of steps can be complicated. So it's nice to provide them with a checklist. As teachers, our go-to word processing program is Google Docs. And Google Docs doesn't really have a clear way to create checklists. Well, with the help of Alice Keeler, we are able to come up with a way to create easy, nice-looking checklists for your students when completing large tasks. Check it out. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is once you've created your document and you have your title, you're going to place the cursor wherever you want to start this checklist. You can move it later. And you're going to go to Insert Table. And you're going to pick a 1x2 table. All right? So the left box is going to serve as your check mark box, and then the right box is where you're going to have your instructions. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag this center line by clicking and holding and dragging the center line all the way to the left to the point where we have a box that now looks like a square. Right? That's going to serve as our check mark box. Right? The box to the right is going to serve as our text box. Right? So step 1, open a new Google Doc. All right, so that's our step 1. Now, if you have multiple steps, right, or multiple details for step 1, you don't want to enter it into this box, because if you start adding more lines, you'll see that your check box on the left just becomes a rectangle. Right? So if you're going to add more steps, what you want to do is you want to click outside of that box on the bottom, and then I would like using bullets, right? And I would create some added details like into Google Drive and click on New and select. Right? And that way it allows your box on the left to stay nice and neat. Right? But the other thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to look more like that checklist. Right? So we wanted to get rid of this border around our step 1. So how you do that is you select the cell that has your text, and you're going to go up to the right here where there's this pencil mark that says border color, and you're going to switch the border color to white so that it blends into the background of the page. Right? You'll notice that also took away the border of our box, so we simply have to click in that box, go back to border color, and switch that back to black. All right? So now we have a nice box directly lined up very neatly and nicely with our step 1. Right? And in order to create more steps, we could go through all the process again, or we can simply right-click on the table, and we can, highlight the table, right? And then on your keyboard, press Command-C, and then underneath step 1, you put your cursor, so you got your blinking cursor there, and you'll press Command-V to paste it, and now you have a duplicate, right? And all you'd have to do now is change your text. Step 2, we can say to title the document. And then we can add more details under here as well. Right? And like I say, you just can continue that process until you have that checklist, which will now create a nice visual for students to follow as they're working through longer and larger projects. Right? If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know, and we can grow this concept and this idea together. All right? Have fun.